Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with your host, ImperialDane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Semois. Yes, indeed, in the darkness of Semois, someone shall be struck down. In the northern corner, we shall be seeing Hawkdayo. Hawkdayo of the 7th Sturmabteilung, a sort of training unit which rather did find himself intensely used in the fight for Normandy. Opposing him shall be that fiendish fiend, ImperialDane. That bastard among bastards, or something like that, fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 5th Infantry Division. We are seeing the good old 2 engineer start from him. ImperialDane, or that is me, rather prefers that start. I rather prefer getting some riflemen out as soon as possible. On the other hand, we're also seeing the 2 pioneer start from Hawkdayo. He's in fact just, casually securing the rest of the map from his end of the spectrum. And I'm already rather aggressively going towards the center. And of course, I always these stages sort of wonder what could my opponent go for. He's going to go heavy on Volkskandiers, MGs, snipers. What's going to happen? There's a lot of combinations of starts, both from the Americans and from the Wehrmacht. And of course, the question for me then should I go straight for an armored car? Should I be getting upgrades from a rifleman? Or should I be getting a weapon support? And those are all the sort of things an American player will be having going through his head, usually. We are seeing the Volkskandiers. In fact, looks like Hawkdayo is ignoring this part of the map. Instead, he is heading westwards. Some players like to do this. I mean, it's less obvious. It also gets access to a fuel point. It's also not quite so easy to sort of pin down. So that could work. Of course, also going there, but then that's usually because that's more sort of the natural flow right from my headquarters. It's right practically there. So again, it's not uncommon to sort of see an opponent starting here, of course, to sort of focus on the west, just like it's not uncommon to see anyone starting here to go through here and secure sort of this area. Riflemen, though, are pushing up the left hand, could be ambushing some Volkskandiers very soon. And there we go, Volkskandiers coming under fire, so the Riflemen. Volkskandiers are pulling back a wee bit. And we are seeing a second Volkskandier squad up from Hawkdayo. Pioneers are moving out as well, going straight for this point. Hoping to perhaps harass or delay some engineers. More riflemen are pulling up here to perhaps join this firefight here. Volkskandiers soon will be joining it though as well. And there we go, additional Volkskandiers are arriving. And I immediately casually begin switching targets. Why? Because this one is actually out in the open, thus making an easier target already there. One has dropped on the advance. Again, man, that's why you have to be careful with the Wehrmacht. And already there, another dropped. I've lost 3 riflemen, but he's also lost quite a few men already just from that approach. Now he is spreading out, but also note these are heavily wounded, not in a strong condition. Now I am pushing up with more riflemen, and he does the mistake again. And let's just briefly pause because this is not going to be awfully long, but still, there's a thing to remember. Volkskandiers are not good up close versus riflemen. There's a sort of DPS difference in Volkskandiers have it at range, but it is actually very small, very minute. One loss and it's pretty much gone. The riflemen, on the other hand, in DPS have a 10-point advantage. That is, they can do a lot more damage to a Wehrmacht unit up close than a Wehrmacht unit can even consider to do to a rifleman squad at range. So be careful about just rushing up. Unless you have MP40 or a good solid advantage some way, don't do it. If you have Pioneer script, but again, not like this. And note, Hawkdayo's Volkskandiers are getting absolutely battered. Both of them are below health. Both of them are not going to last long. And already there, he's taking some pretty severe losses. Again, down to 2 men here. 1 man, and there's 3 men there. Although there is a 3rd Volkskandier squad coming out. Hawkdayo is not going for a 3rd MG. And I can tell you this actually surprised me. I would imagine MG, not a 3rd Volkskandier squad. And in fact, that possibly even gave me more time to react to this. So in fact, that actually hurt him a bit. More Volkskandiers though are pulling up. Pioneers are ambushing, thus bringing the trap on my riflemen, thus forcing them away. In the meanwhile, engineers are pulling up. We are seeing a bit of mining there. Good job ensuring that even if I lose, he can't just push through here and gain access to these territories completely unhindered. More riflemen moving eastwards. Engineer slightly holding this point, and he's going straight for the cut-off point. Volkskandiers moving up, taking up cut position by and light cover. Might be an idea to lay down some sandbags to their own advantage, but never mind. Riflemen moving up, pulling up behind the old wooden cart. One's used for pulling who knows what. MG finally on the way from Hawkdayo. And there we go, just charging across this very small amount of territory. They do get one rifleman, but already here, the advantage is severely against the Volksgrenadiers. 2 squads against them, they simply have no chance, and they are quickly sent running back home to the fatherland. The Sturmabteilung 7 is not doing well. Engineers and pioneers fighting off here against each other in the east as well. Engineers taking out position in the structure, thus forcing the pioneers to actually abscond. And there we go, engineers coming under heavy machine gun fire. Volksgrenadier squads are pulling up. A bit of intense infantry finding some smaller assaults. And there we go. In fact, he ignores the engineers. The engineers then pull up behind light cover and immediately sets up, opening up on the pioneers. And quick thing is, Hawkdayo might in fact be too preoccupied up here to actually be aware of this. Riflemen are taking heavy losses. Engineers are pushing in. But at the same time, the pioneers down here are forgotten. And in fact, could be going down to the 3 engineers with their grease guns. Again, this did go terribly. But on the other hand here, I might even be winning this. So I mean, there's definitely quite a little difference there in how it actually sort of proceeded. Though Hawkdayo has definitely so far rather been taking most of the beatings. He is now pushing forward, so, and another rifleman squad mostly there though actually to delay his progress. I am not expecting this to somehow beat the entire Wehrmacht and Medals of Honor whatever for everyone. Just, you know, expecting them to keep him a bit preoccupied until they can sort of mount up a large response, since I'm getting grenades. Yes, indeed, grenades. There we go. The rifle now coming under heavy fire. And again, I did not expect huge results. I just expected them to delay the opponent while giving me more time to get grenades, and more specifically also set up an assault on this position. At the same time, engineers down here are not doing too well. Volksgrenadiers are launching themselves at the engineers, although they do lose 1 man to the grease guns. And then we see the engineers come quickly retreating. Grenades are ready. The Mark II pineapple grenade, yes indeed. Riflemen are lining up. Some are sneaking up here on the flank, although are quickly spotted by the Volksgrenadiers. And in fact, Hawkdayo is building apparently his position around the Schweres MG-42. In fact, he's gotten 4 Volksgrenadier squads. That's quite something, but there we go. The assault is in progress. Grenades are getting dropped. 1 Volksgrenadier squad, in fact, goes down. And the riflemen keep pushing up. Volksgrenadier squad getting pushed away, and we are going in against the MG-42. And the riflemen are getting absolutely shredded by MG fire and rifle fire from the last Volksgrenadier squad. They need to retreat, and oh dear, I lost a rifleman squad still. Not good. On the other hand, I certainly will caused him a bruising. More grenades. Although in this case, clearly not well thrown. Still, I managed to force away Hawkdayo with some casualties, although the cost has been for me quite high as well. Supply it up already. Jolly good. And we're at the same time seeing a Kampfkraft center up for Hawkdayo. And I'm starting to suspect he's probably going for the Sturm Armory. And the reason I'm not, you know, directly rushing in for perhaps BARs is, again, I'm expecting this. I mean, it's common, you know, when your opponent goes heavy on the Volksgrenadiers, then you go for BARs. He then goes for armored cars, you know, go straight for the Sturm Armory. So in this case, I figured instead I'll just go for grenades, use that as a sort of nice little thing, then go for my own armored cars and use that to sort of foil his move. And of course, the question is, does he actually react to this? I mean, does he, you know, sort of adapt, or does he continue still for the armored cars? Because they do, to a certain extent, hinge on me, you know, not being so fully prepared for them. Points being secured in the center. The Wehrmacht advances. Several Volksgrenadiers now veterans 1, which just provides a nice bit of healing. Mines down right there. Small engagement right here. Volksgrenadiers advancing. Rifleman. Could be seeing a grenade. Granaten. Yes. On the Volksgrenadiers and retreat. Volksgrenadiers still are taking heavy losses. Could be another squad lost for Hawkdayo. No, looks like poor Helmut makes it out of there alive. Minor advance over there, and I mean, Hawkdayo is being incredibly aggressive with his Volksgrenadiers. He's pushing hard for the fatherland, not giving up. And a mine and an MG, that is absolutely horrific. No veterans though for the support. Units at the same time, Volksgrenadiers are moving in from the other angle. Nice to see some mobility, not just attacking from one angle, but actually, you know, switching it. and trying to sack from the points he usually expects the opponent does not expect. I mean, that's, yeah, there's some psychology and mentality in there, of course, some strategy, and of course trying to predict what your opponent does. So Volkswagen's advancing here, although they have to be careful, caught out in the negative cover. Engineers push back. These riflemen are quickly going to get outnumbered if they are not careful. Motor pool is up though, troops are getting reinforced. Replacement riflemen have been trained. Riflemen themselves are now in negative cover, taking losses to the Volksgrenadiers. Again, negative cover makes your troops easier to hit and take more damage. Grenade gets one Volksgrenadier, one squad pushed away. Pioneers are rushing in. Smaller position down here, MG42 forcing away the riflemen. Support Volksgrenadiers pushing up to aid.
Losing ground out there.
More riflemen moving up, those assisting those now having taken up position in the house. Jolly good. Volksgrenadiers again getting pushed back, and we might be seeing another grenade. Lovely grenade. Hawkdayo not quite fast enough. One poor bastard bites the dust, face down into the road. Armor car still on the way. Too much manpower being spent. On reinforcement also could do with the Trier center. Some troops are just being heavily wounded, sent into fight again. Not really effective, but I'm a bit bad at the Trier center. I'll definitely admit that fault. Ooh, mine goes off there, but the Volksgrenadiers do survive this little mess. Small engagement over here. In fact, it's time to have a look at Hawkdayo and the Sturmabteilung 7. And there we go, the Sturm army is on the way, being provided some assistance from the Panzerlehr and some other units. Small engagements left and right. Veteran C1 for some of my riflemen. Again, he has 4 Volksgrenadier squads, even though, so that of course also means he's actually been replacing them, and now he's actually beginning to equip some of them with MP40, the Maschinenpistole 40. Minor engagement over here in the house. Volksgrenadiers can't quite win that, and are quickly pushed away. So far that will mean actually 5 Volksgrenadier squads out for Hawkdayo, although again one has been lost. Riflemen here coming under heavy fire. Might be seeing a grenade. No, instead we are seeing troops getting suppressed. And the MP40 is another such fun things push in the charge. Armored car though arrives just in time. Armored skirts up. You might even be seeing a grenade here on the on-charging Volksgrenadiers. Doesn't quite work though. Sadly, I predicted wrongly. And I quickly find myself pushed out of town. Pioneers here, they'll end up losing to the engineers. And a nice push is being made up the west as well. No doctrine as of yet, but there we go, the first armored car, and it is being upgraded to a Puma. Again, the armored car is not a Puma until it gets that sort of 50mm gun, which was actually a leftover from a cancelled project called the Leopard reconnaissance tank. It was pretty much the same gun though as used by the Panzer fray. But there we go, Puma up. Not a lot of divisions in Normandy actually had this. I believe the Panzerlehr was one of them. Some of the SS divisions might also have had them, but very few actually received the Puma in Normandy. But it can be quite useful if you know how to handle it. Again, more harassment on the east. Hawkdayo a bit brutally pushed back. His sort of major problems rather, you know, staying there. He's, you know, engaging the riflemen at the wrong ranges a bit. And it certainly doesn't help that he's not quite, you know, getting any mines off when he does actually hold some territory. I mean, he's not actually defending, thus making it harder for me to take things back. And there we go, the rifle, another grenade. But oh dear, I retreated too late. A few Volksgrenadiers were killed, but I lost a lot of riflemen there. That was a poor decision by me, I'm afraid. Again, going for the fuel point up here, getting pushed back. But Hawkdayo needs to secure his territory better. He needs to be better. I mean, he needs barbed wire, sandbags, mines, and he needs a medic bunker. I mean, if you have 4 to 5 Volksgrenadier squads, then you damn well better get a medic bunker. I mean, really, otherwise you're just going to be wasting men. Basically, I mean, always trying to, of course, to pick up your wounded, in particular when you have a lot of infantry. Anything else is just madness. And really, I think that's a huge missed opportunity right there by Hawkdayo. Armored car does a bit of nice harassment there. We are seeing an anti-tank gun pulling up to the center. Medic station up. On the other hand, for me, I'm not going to be missing such an opportunity. Unlike Mr. Hawkdayo. Another armored car ready. Schwerer punches Speerwagen. Rifle taking up position here. Sort of conduct a bit of harassment from the safety of the building. And of course, note, MP40s don't do as much damage against troops in buildings. Well, I mean, if you can get enough MP40s, they'll still do nice damage. Puma pulls up to assist. Though the Puma itself finds it under heavy fire from an anti-tank gun. And there we go. Hit. Though the anti-tank gun is having a lot of trouble. And again, there's something to note here. Vehicles can receive cover as well. It's something called vehicle cover. It's essentially light cover for vehicles. And basically, if it's in a case like this, it can actually be harder to hit. I suspect that's what happened to the Puma. Quite nicely enough. I'm not entirely sure, of course, it was intentional by Hawkdayo, but it is something that exists. Folks, here finding this out, we are seeing a Nebelwerfer now arriving to support from the core, of which the Sturmabteilung has been attached. Armored cars are being pushed away. Rangers. Oh, nice shot by the Puma. 2 Rangers dead with 1 shot. And of course, I got some Rangers to replace the wounded. Figuring elite armor and some bazookas could be a very great help. Puma, though, needs to get out there. And I do think it's a huge shame that Hawkdayo did not get Veterancy 1. I mean, really, Veterancy 1 really does a lot. It gives you 25% damage reduction bonus. Instead, his Puma just got turned into scrap by a nice bazooka shot. And I think I just lost another rifleman squad. That was, again, my own bloody fault. Again, I won't deny that I myself can get quite a bit reckless. Sometimes it can work, other times you just end up losing men without point. Still, I've just managed to knock out a Puma. This Volkswagen, though, I'm not quite taking the sort of excessive losses I would be hoping for. Yeah, though, seeing another armored car on the way. No Sturmgeschütz, which could perhaps be a bit of help against infantry as well. But again, he needs veterancy for it. I mean, really, if you're getting a lot of armor cars again, get veterancy for it. If you're getting a lot of Stugs, veterancy, even though if you get even 1 Stug, get veterancy for it. But I mean, otherwise, as a rule of thumb, if you're getting a lot of something, get veterancy for it. It really pays off dividends. And I mean, in particular, for armored cars again, 25% damage reduction bonus. That's not something to scoff at. And he's going blitzkrieg. He's might be going for a manpower blitz even. Interesting enough, it's actually pretty rare you do see a player exclusively focus on the right-hand side. He's not caring about stormtroopers, he doesn't care about Stu's or Tigers. He wants blitzkrieg. There are a couple of stormtroopers definitely would not hurt. Armored car though pulling up. Veterans you won in fact already. And there we go, the Nebelwerfer howling a dirge. Rockets flying through the air, and of course quickly realize what the target is, quickly pull back. Armored car though actually gets hit a bit. It doesn't do too much damage. Small engagement here in the west. Might be an idea to get a supplied upgrade, Mr. Dane. Just saying. And there we go, and the assault through the center. MP40 equipped Volkswagen is breaking through the cemetery, trying to clear out the anti-tank gun, but there's definitely just not enough men supporting them. It might have been an idea to actually have the Nebelwerfer fire up in the center first before sending in the troops. Instead, they're getting grenaded, they are taking losses, they're getting repulsed quite brutally, and these northern cemeteries now pretty much gone. Naught but a wreck. MG here. Rangers pushing up here. They're the Thompsons actually. I was about to say MP4s. Though he is sounding the Puma for munitions. That's great. The Pioneers though did not quite survive. Armored car and Rangers falls away. The machine gun, in fact, could be going down. 50 caliber. Yes, indeed. Make sure work. Do not underestimate the potency of getting 50 caliber upgrades for your vehicles. They can do a lot of damage, and particularly the 50 caliber machine gun on the half track is evil. I repeat, it is evil. It can really chew through infantry if you're not careful. Another push by Volkswagen. He's now getting snipers to try and deal with the infantry. And another armored car. I do think he's putting too much trust in his armored cars, in particular since they haven't been upgraded. He's in fact lacking a bit in something to deal with that American pesky Greyhound. Volkswagen is tanked through the engineers. Rangers being pushed back. Anti-tank and an armored car. Trying to hold, but with all these Volkswagen I am going to be pushed back. And there we go, though. He has gotten himself another Puma. He has yet, though, to get any veterans before. Again, I do think that's a huge mistake by Hawkdayo. Again, when you've gotten this many armored cars, I do believe we're talking 5 to 6. I would recommend getting veterans for it. Units are being lost, though. Pioneers are gone. Anti-tank are getting assaulted. Puma has to be careful. Taking fire. Trying to protect the Volkswagen anti-tank, I mean. Instead, though, the armored car is getting surrounded. It is veteran T2, but it needs to get out of... Oh, dear. This could be a victory for the Reich, the Sturmabteilung 7, and there we go. Greyhound is gone, crashed into the walls of the market square. Riflemen are not doing too well either. We are seeing another anti-tank gun scoring a kill on one of the heavy armored cars. And finally seeing some vehicular veterancy. That was about damn time. A medic bunker again would also do nicely, though currently Hawkdayo is again having the problem. He can't really secure much of the territory because again he doesn't really have any reserves. He's constantly thrusting in his force guns, but he can't really hold territory with them. He's again lacking the mines, the wire, all the things necessary to really hold territory. And I do believe it's a huge mistake being done right there by Mr. Hawkdayo. Rangers are being pushed back, but again, Hawkdayo needs to push hard to secure as much territory as he possibly can. He needs pioneers to sort of quickly move out. He needs mines, he needs a medic bunker. Again, had he had a medic bunker much earlier, he might have had several grenadier squads, which definitely would have helped. In the meanwhile, I'm continually picking up more wounded and might soon get a rifleman squad. In fact, let's go have a look at me. Gone infantry, of course. Hoping to get an off-map combat group. Not repairing his armored vehicles. I would recommend some pioneers, and there we go. In fact, jolly good job, mynheer. Puma needs to be a bit careful. Anti-tank gun's going to recruit. Rangers, riflemen charging into town. Where are the armor cars? Sniper needs to be careful. Not so far. Oh, Puma taking heavy damage, but at least the veteran is providing protection. Nice shot. Right. Oh, anti-tank gun got the Puma. Less great. Assault, though, being used now by Hawkdayo. I'm not entirely sure if he even managed to use the manpower blitz ability. I mean, that's actually a pretty bad thing. I mean, if he went for that but hasn't actually managed to use it, that's a huge blow. He could rather have used it for, for stormtroopers or something like that. I think that might actually have worked better. Volkswagen though doing a bit of harassment over here on the flanks. Looking not so great for Hawkdayo though. Volkswagen is pushing up, other troops getting sniped, and there we go, another ranger squad. Not sure why I keep getting so many. I mean, one has to be careful you don't get too many rangers. I mean, they are easy targets for snipers. Plus, of course, if he gets a tiger, my rangers are going to be falling a bit short. No doubt about it. On the other hand, again, the elite armor does provide nice protection against the Volksgrenadiers. I mean, their rifles do take a bit of a hit against elite armor. Plus, I do believe even the MP40s have a bit of trouble. So in that sense, the Rangers, I mean, considering he is spamming Volksgrenadiers, are actually a pretty good choice. They are much harder for Volksgrenadiers as such deal with. There we go, Thompson's opening up. We are seeing another rifleman squad. There's some, in fact, up to 6 infantry squads. Hiccups. Curse you, hiccups! Grenades getting lobbed. I mean, no, there are 10 Volksgrenadiers firing at them, but the Rangers are not really taking a lot of losses. And they do manage to get out there rather safely. Now that's not to say, you know, just spam Rangers against Volksgrenadier spam. I mean, you know, you can usually go with some heavier Rangers without no heavy losses. And Bazooka gets one Volksgrenadier armored car though pulling up. How many does he have left? Volksgrenadier, in fact, they're getting pushed back. Sniper opening up. Rangers might be running into the church. And these Volksgrenadiers are certainly causing a lot of damage. MP40s firing left and right. And grenade. Oh, they are causing heavy losses. The marketplace is a mess. Sniper fire. Taking heavy losses amongst the Rangers. And looks like another unit went down for Hawkdayo.
Forward supply lines are broken.
Snipers are taking a bit of a toll on my forces. Rifle moving up there. Veterancy 2. Grenades being exchanged. Assault and regular grenades. And we are seeing, in fact, 2 snipers up for Hawkdayo. He's really now hoping for the manpower drain. Rifle squad are being pushed back with heavy losses to the snipers. Again, I do think a medic bunker would have been an excellent choice for Hawkdayo. And perhaps he might also wanted to get a Stug earlier. Because again, I mean, they can actually do all right against infantry, in particular with Veterancy 2. They in fact become very potent against infantry in a more stand-up fight, whereas the armored cars aren't quite as strong.
Krauts have cut forward.
And as you might have noticed, just a few shots from the anti-tank guns and they were pretty much toast.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
But lining up for another assault, Rangers leading the way. Pioneer suddenly finding themselves under heavy fire. He's finally laying down mines, but in this case, it's simply way too late. He perhaps should have bothered with some barbed wire earlier on. More Nebelwerfer fire. Volksgrenadier rushing in. Sniper fire as well. It's rearing its ugly head. Taking a massive toll on the Rangers. That's doing great. Anti-tank guns moving up, sneaking up in fact.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Seeing a few whoops. Seeing a few rifles moving up, but quickly getting outnumbered by the Volksgrenadiers, and the snipers really getting off a great few shots there. Grenade again. One Volksgrenadier down. And we are finally seeing the Sturmgeschütz field from some independent Stugabteilung. Riflemen pushing up. Plenty of those chaps. Volksgrenadiers are taking losses, and the medic station might soon provide with another rifleman squad. Sniper fire, armor car fire, rifle grenade. I mean, not rifle grenades, but assault grenades on the rifleman. Oh, clumped up a bit. Oh dear. Going in for the snipers though, hoping to get at least one. Could be. Yes, indeed, got a sniper. Though not the one I had imagined I would get.
Our forces are taking casualties. Battalion reinforcements standing by.
And Rangers versus one Volksgrenadier squad. Not doing too well right there for the Volksgrenadiers, although I've certainly lost all my anti-tank guns. In fact, I lost pretty much everything else but the riflemen and the Rangers. Another Nebelwerfer barrage. And there we go, off-map command group is now prepared. Pushing up towards the center, armor cars continuing to prove a nuisance, although it looks like this one is a bit trapped. Needs to get out of there. Come on, man. Hawkdayo, save your armor car. Main gun destroyed. And there we go. The heavy armor car went down. Rangers moving up. And there we go. Assault gun on the move. Bazooka fire left and right. Stug, though, is pretty much impervious to that. Another armored car rolls up. Rangers moving in. What sort of sinister plan do I have in mind? I'm going to call in some artillery on that goddamn Nebelwerfer. And there we go. Will the riflemen make it out of there alive? Perhaps, perhaps not. But there we go. On the Nebelwerfer, and just as the sniper arrives. Oh, Nebelwerfer got cleared out. Oh, sniper went down as well. Hawkdayo. And the Nebelwerfer in fact got completely wrecked. Volksgrenadiers could even be going down. No, just as they have to retreat. The barrage ends. Rangers are holding up, but just very, very barely.
Orders?
Quite some thick fighting here. Hawkdayo has been taking punishing. He won't soon forget, I fear. Speeding things up a bit. Looks like he might be leaning up for an assault into town. And I might soon be getting an off-map combat group. And we are in fact seeing a manpower blitz out from him. Resources being expended. Snipers. I'm not sure he needs more snipers. He needs something that, can keep up the pressure on the attack. He needs a stew. He needs stormtroopers to, clear out the anti-tank guns. He does not need more snipers, I think. But there you go. If that is what Hawkdayo feels he needs. Let's hope he doesn't do something silly in the meantime. There we go, tank destroyer rolling in, 2 heavy machine guns and a rifleman squad. Not the most offensively minded, but it's actually quite what I need.
Only 50 points in reserve. And even this is dropping.
Tank destroyer rolling in, 50 caliber blaring through, and 3 Volksgunners went down just to that. The Hellcat upgraded can be quite mean. And there we go, we are seeing a push by Hawkdayo. Armored cars and the Stook sniper joining in as well. No infantry to follow up, only some pioneers. Sticky bomb on 1. Hellcat opening up as well. Anti-tank and flying away. 1 is already immobilized. And there we go. 1 armored car has bit the dust. Pioneer squad went down. This is looking to be absolutely reckless again. Why did he go for 2 snipers? He wanted to attack this early. This assault is quite frankly crumbling apart in a matter of seconds. And there we go, Hawkdayo pulls out the Sturmabteilung 7, has failed in his attack to retake this little town from the 5th Infantry Division. And what are the lessons? I mean, the problem was partly, Hawkdayo had a sort of, very aggressive Wehrmacht strategy, fine enough. Problem was he didn't really adapt it to what was going on. He sort of figured, alright, I go for this, then my opponent goes for that, then I go for this. Trouble was, I didn't go for this. I went for that. Instead of going for, BARs, which you usually see as a response, I went for grenades, then went for armored cars and anti-tank guns. That much quicker put a damper on his own plan. That was sort of the main problem. Another problem was all the territory he took, he couldn't defend, he didn't mine, he didn't wire. As a Wehrmacht player, mines and wire are vital. There's a reason why pretty much every Wehrmacht infantry unit except Knights Cross and Stormtroopers can lay down wire sandbags and pioneers called mines. You use it, mate. Had he done that, it would have been a lot more difficult for me to actually attack, and I'd suffered much heavier losses. But also, again, when you go for 4 Volksgrenadier squads or anything like that, get a medic bunker. Again, that was really an absolute distressful thing to see that, Hawkdayo did not bother with the medic bunker. That could definitely have helped him. Also, much earlier on, he should have gotten, veterancy for his armored cars. And I think he also should have been bit better at adapting, but there you go. Will work for me, grenades, not quite going for what he wanted, but still going for something alright. The armored car, the anti-tank guns, the Rangers, turned out to be alright, although again not perfect. Medic station, a nice choice, got 2 rifleman squads out of that, plus of course the off-map combat group. So there you go, do hope you enjoyed. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is ImperialDane saying cheers.